I hate when your significant other gangs up with your parents on you. Like, nothing drives me crazier.
I can't say that I don't do that with Pam.
Don't look at me. Don't talk to me. Like, just walk away. And his mom used to be like, yeah, you tell him. He's an asshole.
Once you start, like, putting your beliefs, like, and it's affecting your wedding, not theirs. It's not theirs. It's your day.
Next time we're going to definitely have wine because we need to bring the booze aspect into this podcast.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
Not because I'm an alcoholic or anything, but just because.
She's wedding planning.
I think he's the hottest thing since sliced bread, and I still think he's like really attractive. everyone that I'm like, oh my god, you know him? They're like, yeah, he's a loser.
Oh, even just in planning your wedding, there's so many outside opinions, and we don't need that. Like in a relationship, in planning a wedding, you don't need everyone's to put their 2 cents in.
I don't like it.
Yeah.
I don't like it either.
Sorry. I love you. You're like the nicest person in the world. Oh god. Whatever. Bleep that shit out.
But Leah, you're like 2 years older than me.
How old are you?
22.
You're 22. I'm 25.
Well, I turned 23 at the end of the month.
She's got a lot of sage wisdom.
Like half of them.
I'm a Libra, not a Virgo. Let's not confuse the two.
She said I was a closeted lesbian, so I had a lot of friends.
Well, okay, that was my point when I was a kid, too.
Wait, you were a closeted lesbian?
No.
Oh, my god. She didn't say that, right?
You did.
How do I tell you that your boyfriend's a schmuck?
His list of priorities, he literally said, was his family, his friends, then me.
And that's what it's going to be. If you get married.
If Paul ever came to me and said, my friends are a part of him, I'd be like, I'll pack, or you pack, or I'll pack you. Yeah. And then I'll see you later.
Yeah, I always try to pay attention to the family dynamic, like how the dad treats the mom, how the mom treats the dad. Because
that's huge, by the way.
I'm sorry, like, I don't care who you are. You can't come to the wedding if you're going to disrespect one of my fathers. All right.
So we're doing our podcast today. So, let's just say
the intro.
Welcome to another episode of
Brides, Booze, and Boobs.
I didn't know it.
She did it because I did it.
I just mouthed it.
It's so. She mouthed it, but it's so funny because she did the thing and I didn't, and I always do this.
And I muttered.
That's like you muttered.
Right. Oh, Taylor says thank you.
Booze and boobs.
Boobs last. Okay.
This is so funny.
Which I was gonna say. Good job. No. I was gonna say last time we're brides, booze, and boobs, but there's not much booze or boobs happening
there's booze
lately.
in the store.
To be fair, the first one we did, me and Cassidy did it, and I was like, Cassidy's like, "Are you drunk?" And I was like, "I think I'm a little buzzed," and I don't even remember what we talked about.
Okay,
I need to get.
I mean, I would actually love to be buzzed right now.
Right?
The real episode 3 never aired.
Oh yeah.
Wine tasting.
Yeah. Wait. I forgot to bring my wine. Is it too early?
Because we're on lives today.
Is it too early to be drinking now?
It's 12 o'clock. It's 2:30. It's definitely not
Taylor
too
said
early.
that she was going to surprise us tomorrow, but she couldn't wait.
Oh.
How could you wait with news like
And
that?
then she says shots.
Let's do a shot.
Of what? We don't have anything.
Get some champagne. We'll just be funneling
Shots
into
of
everyone's
champagne.
mouths.
We have bride
Party
squad
girls.
glasses we can use. Like
Party girls.
Oh my goodness. So next time we're going to definitely have wine because we need to bring the booze aspect into this podcast.
booze,
For sure.
Yeah.
Not because I'm an alcoholic or anything, but just
She's
because.
wedding planning.
And we need.
Something.
Oh my god, I should bring this is my wedding planning glass.
Yes, you should. I don't have
Wedding
one
planning
because
glass.
Yeah, everyone,
I want to see it.
Everybody has bought me that for wedding.
I don't have
love
that.
it. I have a mug that says
I have
chaos coordinator.
Nice.
That's cute.
That's it.
I have a
Nice,
million of those, like, this is my wedding planning glass, and so does Justin now. He has a bunch of beer glasses that are like, this is, or like, she's planning. And I'm like, yeah, that's accurate.
I like it.
So,
All
okay.
right. So what are we talking about today?
We're talking about families.
Oh, dun dun dun.
They went from 7 to 3.
We're talking about moms, mother-in-laws, families. The good,
Monster-in-laws.
the bad, and the ugly. Not just the good or the bad. Yeah.
Well, where are we starting with this? That's the question. Because I have a place to start, but I don't want to hurt feelings.
No,
For
start.
who? Like, are you hurting my feelings?
No.
Oh, she's looking at you like she was about to.
Right? It looked like she was going to hurt my feelings.
You don't
I was
want to
like,
hurt your feelings.
I know.
Oh my god, wait.
What are we saying?
What if they're watching? I know. What if they're watching?
Names have been changed to protect the innocent or not so innocent.
Because it's like, okay, it's one thing because I know a lot of like my friends and family don't listen to the podcast itself. Like they don't go out of their way to go to Spotify.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't think any of my friends and family. That's not true. My cousin listened to one.
But I like it that way. I like it that way.
You never know.
But
lives are different.
Really?
Oh my god, she's my girlfriend. Of course she would.
Laura said she's coming.
Number one fan.
My sister-in-law is going. Kara, we're waiting for you.
She's gonna be on a podcast too, I guess.
She's entering.
All right.
See her name soon.
Okay, so let me start this off then with a mother-in-law story.
All right, you start. I'm gonna.
So
fix this
I have to say, when Justin and I first started dating, it wasn't all like sunshine and roses for me and his family. Not because we didn't like each other, but because I think there were boundaries that were crossed that I didn't realize were crossed at first.
May I ask?
Interject, please.
Yeah.
Did he have a history of like having anyone home before that they knew, or was this like new to them?
So he had serious relationships before me.
And how were they with those women?
I don't know. I never really asked.
Okay. So I don't know if it's
okay. He comes from a religious family. And when Justin and I started dating, it was long distance. So I would have to come and spend nights at his family's house. So it was very interesting for us trying to navigate like what is crossing a line when you're staying at like we were young.
Sure,
he was young too. Like
yeah.
You know, we're out of college, but like you don't really typically have your own place just yet when you graduate college.
Yeah.
So and I was still in college at the time, so obviously I had to be staying at his house for like it was pretty much every weekend I would stay at his house every weekend. And it was like I was pulled aside several times. Several times, actually, that I was being disrespectful.
But wait, who pulled?
Well, his parents.
But I don't know if, like, Justin was like, hey,
no.
they think we're being disrespectful.
No.
Wait, did Justin not know?
Did he? Yeah.
Justin didn't care. And he didn't care to inform me.
Okay, wait. All right. So this is, hold on. So this is like a whole nother thing. So basically, he knew, he was like, it's not a big deal. I'm going to keep having her sleep over. So you didn't know that his parents didn't approve of you staying over the house.
Well, it wasn't that I was just staying over the house, but they wanted me in completely separate rooms with him. And he was like, just stay with me. And I would be in his bedroom. And so obviously that was a problem but I didn't know at first.
Yes.
At first he was like, he would tell me, he's like, no girl's ever slept in my bedroom before. And I'm like, oh, interesting. But I didn't put two and two together that like maybe it was their fault. Yeah.
Right.
So.
Oh my. So were you like angry that you didn't like he didn't let you in?
I wasn't mad at him. I was more like upset that I didn't really necessarily know that I was like being disrespectful because this is my first impression
of course
on his whole family who are now going to be my in-laws, which now I have to say I have the best relationship with them. But it's so funny looking back being like, wow, like we had a really rocky start.
But I'm so sorry, I missed this question. Justin's family, I'm sure you're amazing because she talks about you guys, but I want to know, was he just like, I'm old enough and like,
yeah, it was
so
more so like him being, it was more so Justin being like, listen, I'm an adult now and I can do what I want, but, and then they're coming at it as like,
but it's still our house.
This is our house. You're living under our roof, so respect us.
Of course.
So yeah, definitely like Rocky.
You knew that going into it. Would you have been like Justin? Like, are you kind of like, whatever, too?
Well, so it's very different for us because when I first met Justin, he came upstate and he spent a whole week at my house. And we slept in the same bed. My mom didn't care. So I come from a different upbringing of, like, not very religious at all.
Were you, like, taking it? Because I'm super sensitive. Were you, like, taken aback when the parents, like,
my stomach
why are you
dropped. Okay, so this is how it happened, specifically the first time. It didn't happen just one time. Okay, so Justin was like, he was training for the army at the time, so he was like running a lot. So we would go to a track, and she's very fit, his mom. And so we're at the track together, and Justin's running, and she and I are like speed walking together, just like chatting. This is like, we haven't spent much time together at this point, okay? So then she says to me, she's like, I really need to talk to you about something. Like, there's like a disrespectful aspect to like you being at the house. And I'm like, oh my God. Like, when I tell you, I almost pooped myself.
I know, I would have been dead.
And I was just like, you can't get out of that situation because right now we're walking around a track.
You can't just start sprinting.
Yeah, no, and I was just like, I didn't even know what to say besides just like, oh my God, I had no idea. Like, that's the last thing I want to do is be disrespectful in your home.
Wait, can I interrupt you?
Yeah.
Why does she assume it's you and not Justin?
That's a good question.
That's
I was
why I'm
actually thinking
wondering
that.
why
Why
she
she
didn't
assume
go
it was
to
you and not her
Justin.
son?
She probably did assume it was both of us, but she was probably
school.
like, listen, I know Justin. Well, Justin is not like, he doesn't really abide by rules, I
Exactly.
would say. So she probably was like, let me just go to the source of like the issue, which is me staying there knowing
course.
that I would probably do something and he wouldn't.
I have to be
Okay.
honest though. I think, and it's not. It would have been with anybody because I've been in situations too where I would stay at my boyfriend's
Yeah.
house. But not to say that she shouldn't have gone to you. But I think I think the way she said it could have been different.
And I think it should have been
I
to the
don't-
both of you.
Yes, I think that
Probably
she
at
should
the
have said,
same time.
"Listen, I talked to my son.
Yeah.
I want you to know." And listen, she could be
Yes.
like, if she watches this, she could think I'm a bitch. I'm not attacking her
Yeah,
at
not
all.
at all.
I'm saying, in general, she could have went to you and said, "My son knows how I feel about this, and I just feel I want
Yes.
you to know that I think
Yeah.
I don't
'Cause it
like
was
it."
news to
so
you.
like, yeah, it's like right, like how
Which I
then
have
it
to
makes
say,
you
I
feel
have
like a
to-
piece of shit.
Yes.
Well, it did.
I don't like it.
Yeah.
Yes.
I don't like it either.
Sorry, I love you. You're like
Yes.
the nicest person in the world. Oh God. Whatever, bleep that shit out.
This is
Oh
not
my
about her.
God.
It's more about Justin.
Well, yeah. I mean, I'm okay with Justin
Wait,
being on the
people are
hot
commenting
seat.
on this.
Oh, fuck.
What are you saying?
She said, "Yeah, what? Her son doesn't have any self-control." Oh, what?
We don't know what they
Bye,
were
lady.
doing.
I
Okay,
mean,
we don't want to like it.
Obviously, he doesn't have self-control when it comes to me.
Can't get defensive, by the way, about the comments. Because
Yes.
people are definitely going to
I'm
come at
not.
us when
No,
we
I'm
tell
saying
stories.
yes. He doesn't have self-control
Yes. Yeah.
when it comes to me.
I mean, she
Listen,
said,
they're
"Look
getting
at it."
married, rightly
Yeah,
so.
we get
but
it.
at the time, I just
We
feel
know.
like
At the time,
that
we were
could've-
babies.
yeah,
We were
100%.
babies, and listen, I mean, shit happens.
Of course.
Like, but the fact that this was like our first interaction,
funny.
and knowing like we were in that place, that was our first year, pretty
Yes.
much, and then. So now it's just like we have the best relationship
course.
ever. And I feel like that stuff that we went through led us here to being
course.
as comfortable and close as we
Yes.
are.
Right.
Because we've had those like trials and
Yeah, of course.
tribulations
But were
and
you
stuff.
like, oh my God, blank? This is news to me. Like I had no idea.
The first
Out of the bag. They're like,
so the first time, and then the second time when like I mean, so Justin after that was very very respectful of like
okay.
okay, well you'll stay in the loft, and then it got to a point where I was like, I don't want to. So then it was my fault after that. So you know, looking back, I'm like, okay, I should have been a little bit more respectful of the fact, but like it got to a point where like I couldn't even sit in his bed and like take a nap because that was
like a big
disrespectful.
situation.
So
Okay.
then it got to a point where I was like, well, I'm just never going to come to your house. And
how
then
can I be
it was a big
comfortable?
issue for a
Right.
lot, like a long
Yeah.
time. And then once I graduated, Justin was like, we're moving in together. And then obviously that was the end of all of this.
So now, if you are they a family that until you're married you still sleep separate? If like you go away or you visit or something, or are they like
No. So at first that had to happen where
Okay.
if we went away, we had to sleep separately. And then once we moved in together, it was kind of like, really?
They're just old school. I
Just
don't
old
blame them for
school.
being
Yeah.
old school.
Well, that's how
I
they were
know
raised.
There's lots
Yeah.
of parents that
So,
were like
yeah.
that. I even when I was like in my 20s, early 20s, living at home, my parents were like, "There's no boys upstairs."
I'm still. The
I'm
door
like-
has to be open.
That's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. Like it was like,
Yeah.
no, they're not allowed to go
Yeah, yeah.
upstairs.
But then
at
there's
all.
my mom who's like, a stranger coming over for the first time, sleeping in your bedroom? Sure. I don't care.
polar opposites.
Polar opposite. Yeah.
But I don't know. I don't
And
know what
so
my mom would
his
say about
family
that. I'm sure
thought
she
that-
wouldn't be thrilled.
Oh, my
His
parents would be
family
Yeah.
thought that
thrilled.
was weird. That like my mom was just like,
Of
oh,
course.
random man sleeping.
Of
here. So
course.
it was strange. Like you're merging two different
cultures. Yeah.
ideas
like-
in like one place.
backgrounds.
So yeah, and then we moved in together and things were a lot better because obviously like everyone knows what we're doing.
Of course.
And as kids, like you're gonna find a way.
That's what I'm saying. If
Well,
it's
hello.
true.
It's called.
So
Yeah, it's
yeah.
true. That's
so it's
that's
like
what you're
whether.
avoiding.
So at that point, it was kind of just like, okay, I just can't like stay the night, but I could go up there at like 3 a.m. if I wanted to.
Meanwhile, it's like safer just to like sleep.
Do you know this person, right?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
So she makes funny comments.
Yes.
I like her. She said. She said I was a closeted lesbian, so I had a lot of friends.
Well, okay, that was my point when I was a kid too.
Wait, you were a closeted lesbian?
No.
Oh, my
It
bad.
was my,
She
it
did
was
say
my
that, right?
point.
You did.
It was
That
my
me
point
too.
as a kid. So whenever my mom had issues with like a guy staying over, I would be like, what if I was lesbian? Like,
True.
you wouldn't know if,
Right.
like, okay.
That's a good point.
For background, my father is gay. So, like, I could have easily, I always pulled that card. I was like, well, what if I'm a lesbian? So you're allowing a girl to sleep in my room, but not a guy. Yeah. So maybe I just, like, bullied my mom when I was a kid into, like, letting people sleep in my room.
She was like, you worn me down. I'm done.
Go. Yeah, she was like, just do whatever the fuck you want.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
I think my parents were just worn down by the time I dated from, like, having, like, 3 boys. That they were just kind of like...
Yeah, well, the baby always...
Whatever, yeah.
So that's a problem with me now. Okay, so Justin's the oldest. He has a younger brother who is allowed to do the things we weren't allowed to do.
I'm the oldest. You guys need to get over that. Because it's never going away.
Yes.
It's always different for the youngest because they went through it, they learned things, and I'm not saying that I don't.
But
like,
I'm an
with
only
my parents,
child.
I'm like, you let Danielle do everything. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like my sister.
I
but
hear that.
it's but for him,
I'm an
it's
only
not.
child, so this is new to me.
So you're
I'm not
really
used to
dynamic.
know.
Yeah, but he's not, so he should know.
He knows.
He knows.
He's like, whatever. This is.
It is what
he
it
tells
is.
me to get over it all the time, and I'm like, it's not fair. I was disrespectful when I was their age.
It's a problem now. I love it though.
Yeah. So
Live and learn.
Yeah,
Second
that's
one,
it.
because then they're like, you know what? You have to pick your battles.
Exactly.
And they're not. That's not one that they're willing to
Exactly.
pick.
Yeah.
So
Simple.
Were you religious? Wait. Were your religious in-laws okay with your dad? I'm sorry. I don't have my glasses on.
Oh.
yeah. Actually,
Oh,
I mean,
good
they don't
question.
really have a say. They're very respectful. They're very respectful, but like, I mean, what are you gonna say?
Did you ever have and I only ask this because like I have a gay brother, so did you ever have like trepidation or like when you tell guys or like worried how they're gonna, especially like an army guy, right?
No,
like
well, so
stereotypes.
for me, when I was dating, actually, this is a funny story, and I never really talk about it. So when Justin and I first started talking, he was like, tell me something that no one really knows about you.
Okay.
And I always say, like, or he was like, tell me a big secret. And I was like, okay, I'll tell you, like, my dad's gay.
Right.
Like, I have 2 dads.
Yes.
And he was like, I think it made him like me more that I was open to talking about it.
Right.
But so growing up, it was like my dad had always said, do not tell people. Like, it's not something anyone needs to know.
Wow.
Meanwhile, growing up, I was so proud because
course,
I knew
that's
my
amazing.
stepdad forever. So I'm like,
That was your family.
yeah. I would go to like,
Different generation.
Yeah.
he would come to
beautiful.
like school fairs and stuff.
Yeah.
Like both of them would come and he'd be like, oh, tell everyone that this is your uncle. And I'm like, but he's my dad.
Oh, that's
So
sad
even,
for him.
yeah. So like that happened a lot
My
growing
heart
up.
breaks.
And so when I got older, I was just like, yeah, I have 2 dads. Like, what are you gonna do
it
about
is what
it?
it
Come
is.
at me.
Yeah,
like,
of course.
But I was raised with that idea that like I was gonna get bullied for it, but I
Yeah.
never ever once experienced that ever.
amazing.
So I mean,
think
good
when you
on
own it,
people.
right?
Good
Like,
on
I think-
people for
yeah.
like
Yeah,
growing.
I think for the most part, it's so funny because we hear so many different stories and people have had so many different experiences that, but the general population of people are good people and they're
think
just kind
so.
of like trying to live their life. And yes, we all hear horror stories, we've all
I've lived
lived horror
horror.
stories, but it's like the general,
Yeah.
it's just like you do you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I think that most people are just, or they're just happy and content to just close their door and say whatever the hell they want behind
Not
closed
everyone
doors.
is
Yeah.
like this, mind you.
Yes.
Like, there's definitely a lot of hate still out there in the world.
Oh, 100%.
For sure.
But I just think that like, you know what I mean?
we're
Like,
being
generally.
a little bit,
Yeah.
we're opening up a little bit.
Yeah, I have I won't say names, but you know, families didn't attend weddings of gay weddings in our family, and that's just like so.
Yeah, I'm actually
hurtful.
having issues
It is,
with
it's
that in
not.
my family for my wedding.
That's crazy.
There's people I can't invite because they're disrespectful to
Your
my
dad and
to my
stepfather. They're
dad's
still
partner.
together. Oh
Yeah.
my god.
They're very disrespectful, and I'm like, I'm sorry, like I don't care who you are, you can't come to the wedding if you're gonna disrespect one of my
not.
fathers. Sorry.
But that's like my point. Like, how many people are coming to your wedding?
Around like 250.
And like, how many people were like, I'm not coming?
It's like one family.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's what my point is.
But
like the
it's an
general, like you
issue-
have people, like
Yeah,
the general,
yeah.
most
Yeah.
people are just like whatever. But then you have those couple of people that are, and every family has them. But it's so like when you think about the grand scheme of it. But
it's not it just feels like it's not your place to save anyone. So if this is what you believe, let them, like you know what I mean? More room for you. Like, you know, like, just go.
Nobody cares. Like,
just,
stop it.
Once you start, like, putting your beliefs, like, and it's affecting your wedding, not theirs. It's not theirs. It's your day. And your father, too. He, like, raised you, you know what I mean? And you're his partner. It's like, how selfish can you be that you think your views are important to, like, on my day?
Yeah.
Crazy.
I know. It is crazy. So, but what are you going to do?
I know Kara went through that,
I can't make everyone happy.
Yeah. She said, I love this conversation so much. I have to go back to work now. I love that you have 2 dads. She goes, you tell them haters bye.
Kara.
I hope they're not watching because they might get upset that I'm exposing them. But it's okay.
No,
we love you. Everyone here accepts you and loves you.
Is anyone watching and no one commenting?
5 people, no comments.
Okay, that's all right. They can listen. They can listen. It's okay.
Yeah. But that's my mother-in-law's story, just because it's nice seeing where we were, where we're at now. We came a long way. And now, like, I'm going to be calling them, like, mom and dad when we get married. Like, I love them so much. They are my parents. So, yeah, I mean, I don't know if we would be here if I knew Pam weren't so, like, honest.
Right. Yeah.
Because now, like, she was very honest with me. I know exactly how everyone feels. It's not like no one's sugarcoating anything in that family. So it's nice to be like, I know where I stand. Like, we're all just very honest with each other.
That's perfect. You never have to question intentions.
Exactly. So, yeah.
I have kind of a controversial question.
Sure.
Do you think that that's going to affect, like, your parenting? Like, do you think she's going to... Like, when you decide to become a mom, do you think she's going to, like, overstep?
I think she has boundaries. I think she's that's the one thing. It's like, Justin's family is the most respectful people I have ever met. Like, they're mindful of everyone else's feelings. They're very respectful, and I think she's going to, you know, I think Justin and I are going to have issues, like, together with, like, the way we are going to raise our kids, but I don't know.
Do you have like separate, you think, parenting styles, or just like views for what?
I don't know.
Okay.
So for us, kids is like, maybe we're not really like set on it. So like we don't really think much into kids.
They're cats.
We only care about the cats.
Yeah, it's important.
But then, like, I don't know. I feel like he's going to be more strict and I'm very lenient.
Okay.
I'll be like, it's okay, they're fine. Like, that's how I am with the cats. Like, he yells at them. He yells at them for everything, and I'm just like, that's mean. Don't do that to them.
Yep, it's gonna be your roles.
But I think I don't know. I think my mom is going to be overstepping a lot.
Yes,
to be honest, with kids. Yes. She wants to move in with us when we have kids. Yeah. So I'm not worried about Justin's family. I'm worried about my mom.
Same.
Sorry.
Same.
Yeah. Although or like she wants to be a neighbor. So
you did.
I don't know.
We lived with Paul's parents. When Gianna was born, she was like 8 months, I think, when we moved in with them.
Okay.
It's a lot.
Yeah.
It's a lot. And it's hard. Some people are able to do it well and some people are not. And it was a real, like, there was a couple of things that were very challenging. And then we moved out, I think. No, actually, we were there for a little while. And then, like, even, like, I remember, I mean, Paul's mom has passed away now, which some of you probably don't know, but Paul's mom did pass away. But and she, I remember one time Gianna was little and I walked into the kitchen and Gianna was writing in her book and his mom was holding her left hand because Gianna used to favor her left. And her mom was like, his mom was like holding her left hand and making her write with her right hand.
Oh my God.
And I was like, what are you doing?
She's just left.
Like, I was like, I'm going to flip out like any second. So there were things that his mom was that person anyway. And I always got along with her very well. But there were things that she did that I was like, okay, this isn't your kid.
Right.
So like, and I used to have to tell Paul, you need to tell your mom to stop.
Yeah.
Like, honestly, like I can't. Mm-hmm. There's certain things that I just have to be like, I need to draw a line. Like, it's still my kid.
Of course.
And it's hard when it's not your parents. Like, my mom wouldn't do that, but if she did do that, I'd been like, what are you doing? Like, it's a different type of conversation that you have with those, you know, it's the same thing, honestly, when, like, girls come in here, too. Like, it's like, you notice that they treat the mother-in-law or they talk to her differently or they allow the mother-in-law to talk to them differently or the future mother-in-law than they do when the mothers come in. Not to say that all the moms in here are angels, because they are absolutely not. And I have seen some interesting conversations happen between mothers and daughters. Like there's no real boundary on like, this is my wedding, not your wedding. Why are they inputting themselves into what dress? If your daughter wants to be more fashion forward, allow her to do that. Like, you know, there comes a point, like you're getting married. Like if you really need to have that conversation with your mom. Like, look, I'm an adult. I'm getting married. I'm gonna have children. We're buying houses. We're adults. Yeah. You know, you shouldn't be.
You don't have to approve everything.
You don't have to approve everything that I do. If you want to plunge, girlfriend, get the plunge.
But also, there is that not that I need my mom to approve, but I need her to act like she does. Yeah. So even if
that's not the same as though I understand what you're saying, and I wanted my mom to love my dress too, but we have a very respectful relationship, me and my mother. She doesn't attempt to she doesn't tell me or dictate to me what.
What's that like?
Yeah, no. Well, she'll say things.
Mom,
I don't
love
mean like
you.
that. Yeah, no, I don't mean it like that. I'm saying she doesn't dictate to me what I should and shouldn't do.
We don't have boundaries, I guess, my mother and I. So
my mom.
No, I mean if she's like, I don't love your earrings, she'll tell me. Or she'll steal my shit.
Everyone that knows my mom knows if I walk in and she doesn't like the way something fits, a line to my stomach, and I give it before. Hi, Law. Hi, Ma. And she doesn't mean it. She's the best. She's learned so much.
Right,
but just her old school ways, like that Italian, Bella Figura, everything's got to be perfect. So I just
But I don't remember your mom being like when she. No. I don't remember her being disrespectful.
She's not.
No,
she's not she's not. But she'll
I just don't remember you guys leaving and being like, oh.
But we had to
that's happened a million times.
Yes, it was.
It'll never be.
Your mom would never listen to this, right? Or would she?
Oh, she would, but she knows my complaints about her. Love you, Dee. She knows, because her mom did it.
It's funny, because, growing up, too, my mom, my aunt, my grandmother were all very thin. And, and all very tiny, 5'2", 5'1", 5 foot, all, that's the way, I grew up. So when I was, 13, 14 years old, and I've told you this story, 13, 14 years old, I am 5'4" in 5th, 6th grade. I'm 5'4" already, and I'm wearing a size 6 or 7, and they're like, oh my God, you're kind of big. And I'm like, how? Me, I'm not thinking it. And I have to tell you, and I don't blame them for, for anything, but I was just built differently than they were. And it gave me a thing in my head, because I was like, oh my God, I'm fat. But I wasn't. I was a size 6, 7. And that to me, I was like, oh my God. And then even I will say that there was a kid at the bus stop when we were growing up, and he used to throw shit at me. And,
kids are mean. Let me tell you.
I'll never forget.
Fucking bastard. But anyway.
So my friends in elementary school were all 4'11", super tiny, 60 pounds, and I was 5'2", 80 pounds, and this was when We Fit came out. So you'd have to step on the scale, and it would literally make you chunky.
Yes, it would go to your. Oh my God.
Yeah. And this is in front of my friends too, and they would literally be like, "Well, turn around if you want us to." I will never forget that. And then in elementary school, my best friend told me I had big thighs and big calves, and there's those little comments that really stick with you.
Yes,
it's true.
Oh my God.
Adults.
I have a comment that stuck with me forever.
Kids too.
Okay. Yes. I have a comment that stuck with me forever. I was in elementary school.
Yeah, elementary school.
Okay, elementary school, and I still remember to this day. One of the kids there was like, I'm only friends with you because you'll never be skinny like everyone else. Meanwhile,
oh my God,
that's a strange comment.
You've seen pictures of me.
What does that even
I was
mean?
not a chunky kid at all. That's so, but that stuck with me forever.
But think about where they get that from. Think about this for a second. Where did that come from?
A place of hurt.
From their family. They didn't. People don't learn that just from they hear these kids hear these things, and then it takes them.
Yeah. But I'm like, where?
It's terrible.
I wasn't even. But that's something that has stuck with me forever. Where I'm like,
I've heard always 7th grade mall. An older woman was like, "You have such a pretty face."
I hate that comment.
People always
time.
Me,
the pretty
oh my God,
face.
you have such a pretty face.
You lost weight. Yeah. Thank you for that.
We've
no
had
offense.
But we don't hear
an aunt come in here talking about her niece, and she goes, she has such a beautiful face. Yeah, this is recent. Beautiful face, but she's like,
oh my God.
Yeah, she doesn't know how to dress. Yeah. She made comments that she didn't know how to dress for her body type. She said, she wears very tight clothes and she'll wear shorts. And I'm like,
the girl wasn't even big.
She was gorgeous.
We saw a picture of her, and she was like small.
And it's hard too because what do you say? Like, what do you say to the
that
person?
she's not
And
big,
people have said,
I know, because we just sit there blankly.
Yeah.
Like,
we posted on TikTok, and people have. There was a girl that was writing to us on TikTok and being like, it was when you did that. That TikTok about the insulting things that people say.
Oh, yes.
So people didn't love that. They thought I came here to see something good, and now I'm watching negative comments. But the thing is that this is a fact
This is
of
what you're hearing.
we
Yes.
deal with.
This
Like,
is
it's
what
not
we
just,
hear,
oh
yeah.
my God, you're so beautiful. Like, it just doesn't work like that,
no,
unfortunately.
no.
Like, we get, you have such a pretty face.
Yes.
Or, oh, if you just lost a little weight, you
Or
would be so beautiful.
you need
Well, thank
sleeves.
You need
Yeah,
sleeves
that
to
they
cover up
looking
your
for
arms.
sleeves.
You
The
could
one-
never wear that.
Yep.
Remember you didn't remember. The one lady, stop blowing smoke up these girls' asses. They don't look good without sleeves. They have to cover their bodies up. I'm like, delete, block.
Wait, and then do you remember
No.
the Raven dress that you had in the window at the old store? Didn't someone make a comment about that one?
So yeah, when they were passing by the store, they were like, "Oh my God, I can't even believe like a curvy girl's gonna wear this. Her whole arms are sticking out."
Yeah.
Like she was like an older woman, and again, it's a generational thing. I get
so
it.
rude.
You don't understand it, but you know what I have to say? Get on board. It doesn't even matter if I know I keep saying it's an excuse. Like I'm using it as an excuse. Like, oh, it's a generational thing. It's not. Don't even say anything.
Yeah.
Keep your mouth shut until you go home, shut your door, say whatever you
Yes.
want. Nobody cares after
Yes.
that.
I am very open with my my history of my eating disorder, and I was impatient when I was younger. So definitely, like all of those all of that like
Yeah.
stays with you, and like guys. I've had guys
Guys
tell
are
me
rude.
that I have to tuck my underwear in my stomach in my underwear, and that's gross. Like just comments about
Well, I'm sorry.
Yes.
Where's your stomach supposed to go? What do you mean? What?
like
Doesn't your-
that's why you have to do like as
I
like
get
you
it,
know
but
like
I'm just like, where's your underwear going?
Ew, I hope you were like, fuck you, and
yeah,
never talk
these-
to them
these
again.
are one of the
But
many.
the thing is that you
Yes.
don't, because enough guys say it, or not.
That's
Not, well,
like,
just
I'm
say
of
that
course, of
comment.
course.
But the thing is that you never know who's using you for what.
course.
When I was
Yes.
younger, I remember
Oh,
dating
God,
people
yes.
and being like, does he really
Yes.
like me? What is, like, and
Yes.
again, like, I'm only like a 16, 18
Yes.
at that time.
Yeah.
I'm thinking, is this real? How could it possibly be? I don't
course.
feel good about myself. How could he possibly like
course.
me?
I've
It's
done
very
that a
difficult
lot.
And
to
in
date
school,
like that.
I remember like it was like I'm 34, so I'm not like Gen Z, but so millennial. It was not even cool to like if that happened to be your thing, like if you like thicker women,
Not cool.
It was not even.
She's
cool
right. It wasn't
to, like,
really cool when I was a
to
kid
say
either.
like, oh, I like Danielle and she's bigger.
Right,
Like you
she's-
couldn't even let like,
Yeah.
oh no, you can't like her. So
I don't
it wasn't
remember
even
ever,
like.
I don't remember people be, and I always had
Yes.
boyfriends, but I don't remember being openly hearing guys
Yes.
say. There was like honestly 2 guys in my entire life that I remember them openly being like, oh god, being like, I'm
Specifically,
attracted
yes.
more to girls that are plus size.
Yeah.
Honestly, and really it was like what is happening? Both phones are ringing now.
Yeah.
It's refreshing to hear it because it was like they don't care. They
Oh,
were like,
yes.
this is what I like, and that's it.
And then with Tinder, right? I remember my first date with Drew before I went out. I'm like on the steps crying to my father. That I'm like, do my pictures look like me? What if he thinks I'm like what if he thinks I'm chunkier? Or just all that stuff you go through like normally as a woman, but then you multiply it with like body issues.
Well, everything.
Yeah, everything,
Multiplied.
right? Everything's multiplied.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, so cut to we're engaged, but I was freaking out because
It's
you're
Definitely
going through
scary.
pictures.
Yeah.
And,
Because, yeah, 1,000%.
It wears you down.
yeah.
It
But then,
100%
so,
wears
okay,
you down.
I've talked about this before, but, like, then there's my mom who puts full body pictures of herself, and people, like, will come at her on the apps. Instead of just being like, not my type, not for me, they actually go, you're morbidly obese, like, you're gonna die if you don't lose weight.
Because those are trolls. Anyone's gonna say it. Someone's probably gonna write it on our stupid TikTok.
But a million people, like, have said that to her, and it's just, like, she loses, steam and doesn't want to, like, put herself out there anymore because that's what she gets.
course.
Because that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
It wears
so
you down.
miserable.
Like
It
it's if you just pass.
Exactly.
Swipe. What is it?
Exactly.
Not for
Which
you.
way do you
Swipe
swipe?
right.
Left.
Swipe
Left is passing.
Swipe left.
Oh
then.
yeah, I thought not
No,
swipe
but,
right. It's been a while.
Not swipe right.
I haven't.
Yeah. Swipe the opposite
I'm off the
direction.
market.
Just I know nothing about the dating apps because when me and Paul broke up, like dating apps just started to be a thing, and a couple of my friends are on them, but it wasn't like a huge thing.
Yeah.
And I have to say, I was on for like 5 minutes. I don't even know if Paul knows this, but anyway, now he don't watch this shit anyway. He believe me, he's not watching this. He actually said to me, "I have to watch your podcast." I was like, "No, you don't."
Yeah, please
We live
don't
together.
Paul,
Is that
goodbye.
enough?
And
Thanks for participating.
you can find some definite crazies on there. So I was like, this is not for me.
God. Yeah.
I need to find people the old-fashioned
Yes.
way.
Yeah.
And at that time, people were still going out. And
Yeah,
stuff
they
like
were
that.
still
but
back
then-
then. They were still
But
going
then here we
out.
are. We both found our.
We did.
Yeah, but you're talking about something that has had years.
Yeah, to get
I'm
better.
talking about when I was in
Yeah.
still like 30 years old.
Fresh.
Yeah,
That's
I mean, it's
15
still
years ago.
It's still hit or miss, though. I mean,
Yeah.
it's not
God,
like
yeah.
a great
yes.
place
I
now.
had a year of debauchery. It wasn't
I
like
had some moments myself.
Yeah,
so
I don't know. I used to be for dating apps, but now I don't know. Just because like for
You
me,
go out a lot though. Like,
Yeah.
you're out there. So if you're not out there and people don't like clubs and stuff, you're an introvert or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're not gonna you go out with your friends. You're at a great age to be out and about. So
Yeah, but my thing is, well, maybe it's just an age thing, but like you never know how many other girls that they're talking to.
yeah, it's an
Like if you like look like your picture or not and
course,
stuff
yes.
like that
Yeah.
and everything. Like
Yeah.
to me, it just like brings me a lot of anxiety.
and like immediately too, you meet
age.
someone out and you're like, I feel like they're giving me the ick factor.
they're
Oh my god, the ick.
oh my god, because then you can see them like
their
already in
element.
real
Yeah.
life
This is their element.
with their friends,
Right.
who they
You
are.
could be like,
Talking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
pass.
Yeah.
I'm getting a
rough.
headache. I have to go home now.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the guys that I did like meet online, our first time meeting was always with my friends and their friends.
Oh.
Yeah, so it was
Okay.
never just one-on-one. Like I don't know.
I
I
get
get
me nervous because I would feel like if they were like, if they weren't like good, or if they were
With the friends?
or if the person, then I have to be embarrassed that I like clicked with this person
Oh my
in front
God.
of my friends. I don't know if
my
this
friends
person-
make fun of me all the time on who I swipe right on.
Yeah,
They're like,
like-
that's the
I
one.
know, it's so
and I'm
funny
like,
because
I
like
wouldn't
everyone has different tastes.
Yeah.
So, like who you think is hot, I could be like, really?
Exactly.
Yes.
That guy.
no, oh my god. So there's this guy that like I matched with on Hinge or whatever. I think he's the hottest thing since sliced bread, and I still think he's like really attractive.
Your friends are
everyone,
like, no.
everyone that I'm like, oh my god, you know him? They're like, yeah, he's a loser.
I'm not a loser.
I'm like,
We were so
God, that's
sad.
horrible.
I know.
They just thought he was a
I thought he was cute.
No, they think no. Okay, so I went out and my friend Dan, I've known him because he played baseball with my brother since like they were 12. So like
Yeah.
we've been family friends for like years. And he's like, oh yeah, like I'm at like this boxing gym, and I was like, oh, this guy that I used to see, like he's a boxer, like you might know him. And I like dropped the name, and he goes, you dated him? And I was like,
God.
the
Yeah.
face you want to see.
I know, and I was like, why? Like, what's wrong with him? And he goes, the kid's a loser. He goes, please tell me you broke up with him. And I was like, no, he ended things with me. And he goes, I'm sorry, what? Like,
Sorry. What?
everyone, literally
That's
everyone.
literally like a
Why am I so
Seinfeld
surprised?
episode, by the
Right?
way, where
Right?
they
Like,
can't
like,
figure out
what?
why she's
Oh,
a loser.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, thank you for taking her out. And he was like, wait, what?
I literally, I don't know why,
Yes.
but yeah, my family, they're like, yeah, he wasn't really like the best, and I'm like, am I blind? Like, I really
Love
just don't
is
see
blind.
it.
Love is
I think we've all been with people that our families
totally.
like. You must have dated people that your family
Wait.
like.
Yes.
Okay, wait. Hold on a second before you say that. When my family first met Paul, they did not like him.
Really?
My mom's boyfriend at the time was like, absolutely not. Get rid of this guy immediately. Me and Paul were friends prior to that
Okay,
too.
so
but
you
no, they didn't see him.
Oh, so why
they
did
were
they
like,
not?
oh God, he's such a punk. He needs to go. My grandmother, who literally thought Paul wore a halo for the remaining time that we were together, I was like, Grandma, Nan, he's not Grandma. I'm like, Nan, he's not an angel. Like, are you joking? And she was like, I love Paul. That's the joke. But they all were like, ew, no. Why are you with him? Why? What's happening here?
God, that's the
That's
worst.
so
He wasn't
funny.
my opposite of
Yeah.
every single
Yeah.
thing that I ever went for, and they were just like, "What's going on?" But then I was like, "Have you look at all the guys that I was
Yes.
with? Maybe
Yeah, it
I
didn't
need to
work
do
good.
something
Yeah,
different."
totally, yeah.
And that's what. But they did not like him. I
That's
know you have something to
wow.
say.
Oh,
No.
that's how I felt with this one. This one was like shy, like alternative, like tattoos, like skin, like awkward,
Oh.
Yeah.
and everyone just.
I totally cannot see you going out with someone like that.
I
I
can.
was in love.
She was
for like the
Oh my
month
God.
that we were.
This is when I first met Andrea.
was
And she
I?
was like,
Oh.
in love with this
Wait,
man.
who? Oh.
Yeah.
That
I
one.
didn't know he had that.
Like that
What?
story kind of makes
Oh, he's,
sense
like,
with
all
the
tatted
whole.
up.
How did I not remember that?
God, he's so. I still
What was
think
the
he's
reason he
attractive.
gave you that didn't work out? If he was,
Oh,
did
he
you
was
tell
on
him?
him for a
Whatever.
relationship.
do you know that you're a loser? Like, this is a good opportunity.
This is the best thing that ever happened to you.
Mother of God.
I know.
Here. Okay, so anyway,
when it comes to families not really approving of your significant other, I think Justin comes off as he's so standoffish when you first meet
that's
him.
Paul.
Well, we're the same person.
Essentially
We are the same person, and
And we're dating. Well, I'm not dating, but
married to the same person. It's actually really scary,
Significance.
like actually scary. But so he's very standoffish at first, and he doesn't go out of his way to make people like him.
So he's like, it's not that he's like nervous and like cares. He's like,
he doesn't care.
Doesn't care.
Yeah,
No.
Paul. They don't care.
He does care.
So about
He cares. He cares.
I love it.
He cares to a degree, but he's
Sure.
not going to bend over backwards
No.
to get approval from anyone. He's like, I'm living my life, and you
Yeah.
can approve, deny, I don't care.
If you don't like it, that's fine.
Exactly.
Have a nice day. This
Exactly.
is who I am.
And he's
Take care.
teaching me how to like not be so like
and freeing.
pleasing
Oh, no,
everyone.
that's never gonna happen. We've been together for
Just-
almost
Yeah,
20 years.
yeah,
and that's-
done it now.
Teaching me. But at first, so like my mom always loved him. But she always did. She never knew if he liked her. So it was like very
he's-
weird for
yeah.
them at first because she was like, I don't think Justin likes me, and she was very self-conscious around him. But like Justin would take her out
how
to
he
dinner
is.
and be like, thank you for having me over your house.
Oh, that's so
But he
sweet.
doesn't go out of his way to like make conversation. If he doesn't know what to say, he's not going
it's
to say
just like,
anything.
they're just sitting at dinner.
Yeah. So we'll just sit there and like we'll just be like making small talk, and he's just like,
He is there.
yeah, he's there.
Okay, but he,
But he doesn't go out of his way for like. For me, he goes out of his way
Sure,
for me.
of course.
Like I wouldn't be with him if he didn't. But
Yeah.
when it comes to people that are like, I don't know, he's just like not too social.
That's like special, you know. Like I
guess.
don't know, compared to someone who's super charismatic and flirty and like gregarious with everyone,
Yeah.
it feels like you don't
No,
know.
Did I,
you know
like,
what?
singe
Not
you?
for no. My hair is falling out of my head. It's awesome. I think if do you ever think if there's like one thing or well no we've been together for 20 years, there's a couple things I would change, but like when you're at a point you're like if there's one main
Sure.
thing that you could change, I wish that he was like a little bit more like friendly.
Affectionate?
No, you know what? At this point, I'm just like, fuck it. He's not an affectionate person. That's just the way he is. Like, I'm over
Yeah.
it. It is what it is. But I'm saying, like, I just wish sometimes that he was a little bit more like friendly, like
Yes.
more approachable by people.
Yes.
Like when people come over. If it's like my family, he's just like,
Yes.
all right, have fun. And then
Yeah.
he'll like disappear. The other night I was
Well,
like, it's
wait.
7:30. I'm like, where are you? Watching a movie in bed. My whole family's here. Are you joking? He doesn't like, there's no conversations. He'll come up and be like, what's up?
What's up? And that's it.
Yeah, like he's peace out. See you
funny.
later.
Well, I have to say,
brother's
last
that's
night
how he
I
is.
came home and Justin had his friend over, and I walk in and I'm like, Justin, you're playing a video game while your friend's just sitting on the couch. Like, what are you doing?
Oh my God.
He was like, this is my last game, and I'm like,
Oh,
wait,
your
turn
friend
it
is
off. If your friend is here, turn the game
No,
off.
if it was
I don't
Paul's
get it.
friend,
Love
that
it.
wouldn't happen because now they're older. But he like if someone that he knows is over, he's all on top of it. He'll talk on the phone. If I talk to him, he's like, What's going on? What do you mean? Yep. I'm like, are you even listening to me? Yeah. What? Like he doesn't. But if his friend, he's all talk. I'm like, what? You don't even
Really?
shut up.
So well,
What
at
the
least-
fu-
Justin doesn't ever stop talking
Did the thing
to me.
just snap again?
No.
No, I didn't hear it. I'm going crazy.
Are there any comments on TikTok?
No.
better. Nice.
There's one person watching. Although it's been like a steady 3 to 5.
It's
Oh,
like a
good.
steady like 3 to 5 too.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like I want to know, like,
strong.
are people on? If you're listening, comment. Like, throw us a question.
Yeah.
Yeah, what do
Throw
you
us
want to
something.
hear more
I know we're like
about?
bullshitting with each
We'll
other,
answer
but
anything.
like if we have you can answer, ask. That's I don't know.
Wait, so going back to like how your family didn't really like Paul.
Okay.
Does that make you like do you take that into consideration?
Yes.
Do you really?
A little
you're
at the time, yeah, because I was like, It made me just question it. Like I was just like, why? Like why aren't they?
Yeah. See, I get
Like
defensive.
what's the deal? Although I stayed with him, so it didn't really make a
Sure.
difference.
Yeah.
But there were other issues that we were having, like things like I don't know. I don't know. There was
Well,
things,
now my mom always takes Justin's side. Always.
again, like
Let
my
me
mom
tell
thinks
you,
that
I
Paul wears a
hate,
halo. So
I
it's
hate
Yeah.
when your
weird.
significant other gangs up with your parents on you. Like nothing drives me
I
crazier.
can't.
That
I
doesn't
mean,
really happen in my house.
I can't say
Yeah.
that I don't do that with Pam.
Oh my god,
Yeah,
I hate it.
I'm like, your
Yeah.
son.
I know. I get it too.
that with
I do
Paul
it
because his mom used to be like, "Oh, my son's an asshole," but in a very loving way. Of
course.
She was like an old,
I mean, it's a very loving way where we're just like, he doesn't do the dishes.
No, Paul's always been like that type of like very like abrasive type of person. So, like, and his parents knew that, and like I would just be like, oh my god, like shut up, like we would get into these arguments, and I'd just be like, don't look at me, don't talk to me, like just walk away. And his mom used to be like, yeah, you tell him he's an asshole. I'm like that. Like even his dad would be the same way. My son's an asshole. And then so it's like I'm like, if everyone's saying you're an asshole,
it must be you. I mean, it's gotta be.
I'm sorry, babe. I do love you. But he knows. He knows how he is. He's not stupid.
Yeah.
When he drinks, he's very social.
That's just
whatever.
That's just it too. Everyone's like, oh my god, he's a chatterbox. And
he was like giving Andrea like love life advice.
See? There you go.
It was so funny. As a hurricane is happening, we're like outside eating Wendy's.
When was this?
Gianna's birthday. Her 16th birthday.
Oh, the actual birthday.
Yeah.
Not
and then his brother chimed in too.
Nice.
Oh, God.
Did they give you good advice?
No, don't ever listen to
take
his
it.
brother's advice. That's for sure.
Wait, so I have a question for you then about like, is there ever something that is a full line that like you can't get past when it
Like a
comes
red
to
flag.
like family, like dating a guy?
Yeah.
I feel like
Like, is there a
need to
deal
answer
breaker?
Carefully. Yeah, there's a few. I just feel like, I'm a very fair person, so I give everyone like chances and second chances and stuff like that, and like I give them time to like figure out like how to do things type of thing.
Process?
Not process. Like I'm talking like more like I guess maturing and stuff like that, because I tend to gravitate towards immature guys for some reason, and I enjoy it like in the beginning because I'm like, oh, this is so fun and everything, but then when it's time to like grow up and like be serious about things, they're not always at my level, and it just kind of presents like a problem because like what I liked at the beginning I no longer really like now type of thing.
So basically that's your red flag. Like the things that you like in the beginning, you should be like, shit, he's not the one for me.
Yeah, no, I know.
Run in the opposite direction.
Yeah.
And like it's so funny because like I feel like a toxic person because like I'll like meet like really good guys who like have a job, like have a career going, like and just like want like something like serious, and I'm like good on paper, yeah, but I'm just like not like attracted to that. Which sounds like super
that little X factor though. It can't be just good on paper.
Yeah,
you know
exactly.
What I mean? You have to like have that little spice.
Yeah, and like my thing is like I just like I don't want to date someone just like me because I feel like that would suck actually. So I do like balance. Like I do appreciate the immaturity sometimes, but it's just like not like everything. And then also too, when they just like can't take responsibility, I find that also to be a red flag. Just because like how are we ever gonna come to a compromise type of thing when you can't see things from my point of view.
I don't think that it's a thing either that like people can't grow, because I think that men and women can both grow. But I just think that like you're not going to change to a point where you become a different person. That's
exactly.
my thing. Like I think that if the person's always, if he's immature, it's probably not going to go away.
Well, I also think too,
extent.
for like parenting purposes, like I don't know if I want kids or not, but like if that's a decision I decide to make, how will that affect how we raise our kids? Like are we going to be fighting constantly because like I want them to do their homework at like a certain time and like have like a routine where you're just like, oh, like here, play video games, do it tomorrow, like that type of thing.
I think that a lot of people also too, especially I mean we work in the bridal industry, when you're getting married, these are like important conversations to have.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Just from being with Paul for such a long time, like just having that conversation, like how do you feel about raising kids? Like what is your, your like how would you raise a kid? Are you going to be really strict? Are you going to be do you even want kids? Because then you come into what if the one person doesn't want kids and the other one does? Now you're in a relationship where are you going to, as a woman, what if the guy wants the kids and you don't? That wasn't geared towards you, by the way.
Oh no, I don't care.
Oh, okay. I was like, oh shit, I thought I pressed the wrong button. But I'm saying like if that's the case, then what happens? Do you what if you feel pressured into having children? Now, are you really going to be that great of a mom? Because you're probably not super maternal anyway. Not to say that you wouldn't, but like you're sacrificing. Like I don't think there's any written rule that says you have to have children.
I don't think so either.
Yeah, there's so many people that are just like, I choose not to, and I think that's great.
I think Justin and I go back and forth all the time. Like we're both on the same page of like, maybe not. If it happens, whatever.
I also too think that sometimes couples like rush into starting a family like after they get married, like when they're young, like your age, like I don't know, I feel like we're the same type of thing, and I just feel like that's, to me, this is just my opinion, like they haven't lived like so much life yet, and now they're going to be taking care of a life.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
some people
Yeah.
really, though, some people do want to be parents younger.
Oh yeah, my
So
cousin
that-
went that
yeah.
route, and she like absolutely loves it. Like she's always been super maternal, and like I get
Yeah.
it, that's for some people.
Yeah.
But like
Not for you.
I don't think that's for me.
Okay,
Yeah.
so then another question. What if you found like the perfect man, but then their families are like a problem? Are there
Define
deal breakers when it
problem.
comes to like the family department?
Like
For example, the situation I had with Pam, like would that be something
No names,
that like
Leigha.
we already fucked that one up, so fuck it. Like is that something that you would have been like fleeing the coop? Would you be like peacing out? Or
No, like
you would stay in it.
Sometimes I get a little, I'm not rude, like I'm never rude, but I'm pretty firm in my beliefs, and I can also see like both sides to every story. So like in your situation, I would apologize and be like, I'm so sorry, like I wish I knew, but then I would also like go back to like my boyfriend and be like, I wish like you told me, because now I'm embarrassed and I feel like this is my fault.
Which
type
I
of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah, so like
And he was like, well,
I
fuck
would-
it. Because
Right, of course you
I'm
will.
not gonna lie to you. I would have been mortified.
I would have been
Yeah.
mortified
Really?
too.
Mortified.
would you have like
Yeah.
not stayed?
I would
in the
like,
relationship?
I'm out of here.
Flipped on
Okay, so
Justin.
I had a boyfriend. He will remain nameless. Years ago, way before Paul, and it was in my like early-ish 20s.
Does he use
and
emojis?
what?
Does he use emojis?
No, it does not. So, no, that was like teenage years. So, I had a boyfriend. So I used to stay at his house, and it was always like, I don't know why, but I always had like this like paranoia about it. Like I'm like, oh my god, like first of all, number one, I was like, what if I have to go to the bathroom? That's number one. I was like, oh my god, I don't know why that used to bother me. But it did. But I always used to be like, I don't know, like, did his parents care? Like, this is weird.
Right,
I remember
yeah.
the first couple times, like, I would stay at his house. Like, he would, like, sneak me down the other stairs because there was, like, two, and, like, be like, just go. And I used to be like, oh my god, like, they're gonna see me, like, walking to my
Yeah,
car.
yeah.
Like, well, these people are not stupid. You know what I mean? And I guess he was like, I don't know. It was just, I always felt
remember
super
that.
awkward about it.
Yeah.
And I just never really felt like super comfortable with like staying there because I felt like I was sneaking out. And then I remember, I think one of the first times, like maybe like the third or fourth time, we were like walking down the stairs, and I guess his mom was like in the kitchen. She was like, "Oh, tell Curinne to have a nice day." And I was like, "Oh." So it was like she knew, and then like afterwards, it was like it wasn't a big deal. Like later on,
Yeah.
but it was so.
It's
I was like,
mortifying.
"It's mortifying."
Yeah.
But
Yes.
his mom never said anything, and honestly, we never really had a conversation about it. It was just like, "You're staying over. I
Yeah.
want you to stay with me tonight," and I was
Yeah.
just like, "Oh god," you know, like I just didn't. I had come off of other relationships where like I basically lived with one of my boyfriends
Yeah.
at his house, and his parents were so good to me. You know, I have to say, most of my boyfriends, I was very like, anyone that I was
Yeah.
with like for a long time, very blessed with that department. Parents always love me, thank God.
Well,
So
one
Yeah,
of my
that's
like
I
red
didn't have any
flags,
crazy.
because like, okay, I've only had one serious relationship, but I've dated like a bunch of guys like before and everything. I always try to pay attention to the family dynamic, like how the dad treats the mom, how the mom treats the dad, because
That's huge, by the way.
Yeah.
Huge. Because if the father is disrespecting the mother, 9 times out of 10.
Yeah, I got lucky with Drew. They're very like his parents are very like old school in the fact that they're like, we won't, like, they don't really believe in divorce. They're kind
Yeah.
of like, we're gonna work this out,
Yeah,
and
no matter
you
what.
don't like,
Yeah.
and you don't cheat, and you don't like
Yeah.
all those like ideals that sound good. But so
I will say another word to the wise is that look to see how your significant other treats their parents.
Yeah.
How they
Yes.
talk to them, how they interact with them. Not so much siblings, because I feel like that's all over
Yeah,
the
that could
place,
go
but
either
like
way.
the parents, if your husband or boyfriend, whoever it is, talks to, let's say, again, like it could be any dynamic, but just for argument's sake, his mom, and talks to his mom like crap, 9 times out of 10 he's going to treat you and talk to you the
Women
same way.
too, though.
Unless
Yeah.
he's, well, that's
For
what I'm
women
saying, like I'm
too.
just using
Yeah.
that as an example.
Yeah.
Like if they talk to one like that, it's
true.
it's in them to do
It's
that.
in them, yeah.
It's in them.
Or if they're
not gonna just be
spoiled.
like, oh,
Yeah.
they're not
it's
gonna
gonna
be
be great in the
selfless.
beginning, right?
Yeah.
No.
They're gonna like not be
Yeah.
like, there for you as you need them.
To this day, I would never honestly like disrespect like to that extent like one of my parents. Like I just wouldn't do it. So I don't know. I was always like really perceptive of how they treated their
That's very important.
parents. Yeah. It's so important.
Yeah.
Well, my ex-boyfriend would like to make fun of me because I get very hangry.
Oh,
and
same.
like, it makes me like a beast, and especially when I'm looking forward to leftovers.
So does
and
tequila. Tequila and hanger makes you a beast.
Literally. So I will never forget. I was on FaceTime with like my ex-boyfriend, and like I was like being kind of snippy because like I was just really hungry. Like I got out of work like late and everything, and like I'm pretty sure it was winter, and I'm just like not friendly in the winter because it's like cold out. It's just like not a good season for me. And I remember like opening the fridge and I was like screaming at my mom because someone ate meatballs and left 2 noodles in my container. I'm not even kidding you. It was 2 noodles.
They ate your meatballs?
They ate my food. It was one of my brothers. I know it was one of my brothers. And
it was a sibling situation.
Yes, but like I like took it out on my mom, and then like even my ex-boyfriend was like making fun of me, and I was like, "You suck." And like hung up.
Just oh my god, support at that moment.
That's the thing. I wanted
to. Do you remember? Wait, can we talk about the time when remember the food didn't get delivered and she was
and I started crying. I
started like you get to that point, especially when you're like, okay, I've been working for 6 hours, 7 hours. I'm starving. I'm just getting ready to sit down, and now something stupid like everyone's food gets delivered except for yours. I was like, girlfriend, I was like crying with you. Remember?
Yeah, and
I was like, I'm sad for you right now.
That was recent, right?
I was like, eat half my hamburger.
The thing is I was so embarrassed too because like I would never cry over something like that, but like
you have to though.
But also in this industry when it's like you only get a certain amount of time to like actually sit and then you're going back to appointments, that's rough. That's rough.
I felt like I get
weird too when like they forget your stuff.
Yeah. So sometimes I just feel like maybe I don't speak to my family with the utmost respect sometimes.
I guess that can
so
happen.
I just hope that's
no one's perfect.
No one's perfect. I'm not talking about that. Yeah. I'm talking about watching how they interact.
Yes. Oh, yeah.
Like when you're always disrespectful or if you're always a big crankpot.
They're going to be on semi-best behavior in the beginning. You know what I mean?
Just, like I always feel like I treat my brothers better than my parents sometimes.
Oh, Jesus.
I know. But like I'm working on it. It's just,
you know what then? Okay, I'm going to say something. I've seen people that are so attached to their family, but then they treat their spouses like shit.
Yes, I've seen that
it's
too.
It's like cut the cord already.
Yeah.
Like, do something to like detach yourself from your family and then make when you're engaged and you get married and stuff like that and you have like a new, this is your family unit. These are your, this is your new box.
Yes.
The other box, why are you letting those people, which is what we were saying, why are you letting those people come into your new, like people need to realize you need to respect your partner before you start going into the outer circle. Like,
wait, I have a really good
There's
question.
like 2 circles now. Yeah. There's the inner core circle, which is you, your husband, your children. Yeah. And then there's the outer core circle.
Yeah.
You should be, this is the circle that you need to be protecting the most.
Yeah.
So you think, all right, from this conversation, what I'm getting is you think that if, say, God forbid something happened and you have to be either with your mom or like dad or your partner, would you choose your partner?
No. What? No. Like if my mother got sick?
Yeah.
No, that's not what I'm saying.
No, I'm saying both people at the same time, emergencies. Who would you choose?
Emergencies?
Yeah.
Why are they both having emergencies?
I'm just saying, hypothetically.
This is a stupid hypothetical.
It's a question that people actually ask their partner.
It's true.
If you have 2 emergencies, who are you going to first? Just like partner or daughter?
Yeah.
That's a really hard question.
Partner or daughter? My daughter, obviously.
Yeah. Okay, so then what about parents and partner?
It has to be the core. I can't do it. It has to be the inner circle. So if you're married, that is your new circle.
Right?
I'm sorry.
Some people don't think that, though.
Don't your parents, I feel like, I'm just speaking for myself, we have a very symbiotic relationship. Like, I can't cut my parents out because they do so much for us, as do his parents. So when Drew gets upset, like, oh, we're involved with our parents or your mom, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, you can complain all day about my mother if we no longer, and I'm not even talking financially, just there for us, helping with things, cooking for him when I'm not around, then she has to do none of that. I feel like you can't accept all of that familial help and then be like,
Okay, that I don't
Right?
disagree with that.
Yeah,
but
you have to either be on our
I'm
own
talking
or-
more about if let's say his family is, you have the core. Let's say his family is disrespecting you.
Sure.
Or something happens. Okay, so his family's disrespecting you. He needs to be your circle.
Oh, yes.
He needs to be on your
Stand up for
side.
me, for sure. Yes.
This is the core.
Yes.
And then the
1000%.
other
Oh, yeah.
people are the outside.
Yes.
Some people don't believe in that. They feel the
Crazy.
outside circle. Let me go and be on my mom's side before, or let me tell my mom or my brother or my sister everything.
No.
And then my husband's like the last one to know, or like
That's terrible.
So-
Yeah,
that's
no,
a
that's-
horrible way.
no,
I
it's
wouldn't
bad.
want that. Like I feel
Yeah.
like your core is your
Yes.
Yeah.
That's
your
like-
is your
Yes.
family. Like
you can't
your,
tell them
Yeah.
everything either.
I mean,
I don't know.
I know
that's just the way that I feel.
I'm not
get that.
married or with kids, but what one of like the one of the final things that led to my breakup was my ex's dad got really angry with me when my ex decided to get like really drunk on his birthday, and it was like this whole big thing because like my ex ended up like walking away and no one knew where he was, like whatever, and his dad like blamed it on me.
so crazy.
And I remember like when the next day, like when me and my ex were talking about it, he's like, well, that's my dad, like I'm his only son, what do you expect?
That's insane.
And like he took his dad's side over mine, and like I get it, like I'm not like his wife or anything, but like we were together for 4 years, and like I didn't do anything, like I know I didn't do anything, and it just like really hurt my feelings that like he defended his dad's behavior when like I was standing there like in tears. Are you okay?
Oh god.
Yeah.
You almost made it without
And then-
Made it.
And then
Not
like
quite,
his
though.
list of priorities, he literally said was his family,
Well, yes.
his friends, then me.
And that's what it's going to be.
But
If you're
what if-
married.
okay.
If
Yeah.
Paul ever came to me and said my friends are a part of
Imagine.
him, I'd be like, I'll pack, or you pack, or
Yeah.
I'll pack you.
Yeah.
And then I'll see you later.
Yeah.
Okay, but what if, like, say
so crazy
you're
that he said that
completely
to you.
wrong, or like your partner is completely wrong? Like in that situation, you're like, I did nothing wrong. What if your partner was like 1,000% in the wrong? Do they still have to support you over their like family?
I always say defend in public and then talk in private.
Yeah.
That's smart.
That's smart.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's a
I
good
do
one.
like that.
Yeah, so then, like, you come off
shouldn't
as
be
a
putting
team.
down your
Yeah.
Exactly,
again.
yeah.
Yes, or
protect
complaining. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know what it
Yes.
is. It's like a core. That's what I'm calling it.
And-
That's my thing.
And it's true
It looks
because
like this.
I'll complain to my mother.
It looks like this.
You know, about
Oh, it's big.
Drew.
It's a little bit it's not this. It's like this.
solid core.
Okay, I get you now. I hear where you're coming
I
from. with
complained
all that.
about Drew to my mom, and then when we're all good again, she's like, "That bastard."
Well,
he
the-
spoke
oh my
to you
God,
that
the
way.
best-
I'm like,
You
Advice-
can't talk to.
I know, it messed up.
Hold on a second. There are
Yeah, like big,
you're
huge
not
problems.
you're talking about like stupid
little,
shit,
yeah, not
little
like
things.
devastating
This
lifetime
now
movie
changes when your significant other is abusive
Yes,
or
yeah.
in
Oh,
that
yeah.
nature. That's
Totally,
not the
yes,
same as
no,
what we're talking
no.
about. We're talking about little things like you said, like
Yeah,
you
yeah.
check
Yes.
that and then you can discuss it later.
Because,
we're not
yeah,
talking
so-
about
Yeah, no.
For example,
Reach out
if you are
you need
in a
help.
fight or something with your significant other, and then you go to your parent and you're like, he said this to me, and
Right, right.
he used that tone.
anger,
they're
yeah.
gonna remember that.
Oh,
You're
yes.
easy to forgive your
Uh-huh.
partner, and then they're gonna be like, he talked to you like
Totally.
Yeah.
Your
Yes,
child,
exactly.
you'll never
that.
forget.
It's hard.
Yeah.
And then it changes their perspective on your
Yes.
partner. And then sometimes there's no coming back
Exactly.
from that.
And
And then
you'll be
that's,
over
they're
it.
always going to have
Yes.
that image of
And
them.
then-
So you have to be really careful what you say to people outside of your
Yes.
Your core.
Your core.
That's better. That's good.
Core.
And,
It's a good size.
Now I forgot because you made the joke what I was going to say about that. Damn it.
So, would you feel comfortable talking to your friends like instead, or do you think your friends would act the same
No.
way?
Nope.
Yeah.
No. The same. Like,
Friends
it's a little
worse,
nothing.
actually.
Yeah, worse.
Friends are worse.
Really?
Friends are worse.
Yeah.
I think you have like one or two good friends that you can tell things to,
Yes.
but otherwise you're just
Yes, don't tell too many.
don't even
Yeah.
don't even just
Yeah.
leave it
Yeah.
alone.
Well, the
'Cause
best. Oh. Sorry.
yeah. No, go. I'm
Oh, the
done.
best advice I ever received was from my hair girl, and she said if you want like anyone to like your partner, don't tell them anything. Just keep
Exactly,
it very
yeah.
private.
Sure.
But also,
True.
do we really care who likes your partner as long as you like them?
If
That's
you like
true.
them, that's fine.
That's my
Again, I
feeling,
mean,
yes.
you know, if,
There's
if
too
your
many
partner's being
people-
a jackass to
Opinions.
everybody.
Well,
Yeah, I
true.
never had an
'Cause
opinion.
If people, I
listening.
feel like you never had like a girlfriend that was like had like a bad boyfriend.
Yeah, totally.
And you're like, oh my god, like how do you? What do we do here? Like the
Yeah.
girl's
Yeah.
literally like,
Anything.
it's like
You
it's,
can't-
yeah, you can't say anything.
anything.
And then if she does say something, you're like, oh, well, how do I tell you that your
Yeah.
boyfriend's a schmuck?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like how do you?
Yeah.
I don't even.
They know it deep down though. That's the thing. It's just that they don't want to like
They don't wanna
believe
see
it.
it.
Yeah.
But you have to
And I
like
get
be
it.
the supportive. Like, if you want to keep that friendship, I think you have to continue being that supportive. Like, no matter who they're with. no matter your opinion. I just think in relationships, there's sometimes too many outside factors.
Yeah, as long as it's not, like you said, as long as it's not anything with like abuse or like mental abuse, verbal,
well,
physical.
like we were talking to that customer this morning, and they were talking about like how even just in planning your wedding, there's so many outside opinions, and we don't need that. Like even in a relationship, in planning a wedding, you don't need everyone's to put their 2 cents in.
Did anyone ever comment on the Instagram?
We got a laughing face when I was talking about everyone calling so-and-so a loser, but that was it.
They know him.
Like, hey, he was a loser.
Aw, that poor kid.
Andrea.
I mean, so what? We kind of, you were saying that you're kind of nerdy too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
it wasn't because he was nerdy.
I mean, I was just a loser. The most popular person in the world. I'm pretty sure.
They literally, like, I guess, like, my friends and family just see me, like, differently than like the people that I choose. Like they think I can do like better, but like I genuinely like really liked him.
Yeah, that's what it's about.
And he was very nice to me like when we were together and everything. And like
never told one of my friends that their boyfriends were ugly.
I would never say that.
I've had people say that to me. Or a loser or nothing.
Be like, to me,
I would find one thing. Like, okay, blue eyes, like something.
I'm not even kidding you. I was at the bar meeting up with like my main man, yes. And so this one, the ex was there, and they were standing back to back, and my friends were crying. They're like, Ange, there's not even a comparison. Like, so-and-so is so much like better than like the other one.
But
I
in
was
what
like,
ways though? Because we've all had hottie McHotties, but they're not always like the best. Sometimes they have no personalities.
Yeah.
Sometimes, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's something just has to like click.
And like what I really liked about like this guy too was that he was like really like musically talented, like played like guitar, piano, drums, like a whole bunch of like I really liked it. He was athletic and stuff. But everyone's just like, really? That's who you're choosing?
You can't even worry about that. Yeah.
You have to make yourself happy at the end of the day.
You do.
Oh, yeah.
That's so it's key.
Because if someone came to you and was like, he's not really that attractive, what are you supposed to do? Up and leave someone because they make you happy?
I don't listen to like outside opinions like that because I'm like, it's my life type of thing. I just think it's funny because like I look at who my friends choose and I'm like, okay.
Yeah, but I feel like everyone feels that way.
I was just going to say, everyone feels the same way.
Yeah, it's so subjective. I wouldn't even.
Yeah. But I'm talking about how, like.
Where you're definitely not comparing.
It's
who's who.
I don't necessarily compare looks. It's how, like, the guys, like, treat my friends.
Yeah,
I'm like, you're settling for a guy who says the closest thing to I love you without saying the word.
What?
No, thank you.
Oh, what is that? What would that be?
That's what someone said to, like, one of my best friends.
That's
what is it? What's this?
Oh, he's pretty much saying that he loves her, but without saying it. And then he ends up dumping her.
I thought he was using a phrase.
Oh, phrase.
No.
He's just saying, I feel everything right to love for you.
And he literally goes, I don't know why I don't love you. I'm like, why are you with this guy?
Ma'am. Ew. If you're there, leave this person.
Immediately.
I thought that.
Almost love you.
I almost love you.
And then this is like my same friend that's like, you're too good. He's a loser. He's ugly. And I'm like, take your own advice.
That's weird. Yeah, I've had some friends say questionable things. But you know what? Again, like, who gives a flying rat's ass?
On that note.
That's true.
All right.
Whoa. Do your own
Brian
thing.
joined.
Hey,
Brian.
Well,
it's late.
It's late.
You're late to the game.
No, I can't even.
Actually,
he said,
this one.
He goes, the almost love, your guy has to go.
Yes.
He's got to go, he says.
He's got to go. He's got to go.
Yeah.
We don't, no.
No, that's crazy.
That's ridiculous. Could you imagine?
No.
I like you almost enough to love you.
Ew.
Like, he's really,
Give me a
excuse
break.
my language.
You should have been like, you're almost cute enough for me to date.
He's not even cute, though.
Ew.
That's the thing.
Right.
And
No, you're almost ugly enough for me to date.
You're almost. It's right there.
Wow.
Brian sent hearts.
Oh, thanks, Brian.
The dating pool right now is brutal.
Yeah.
In case you wanted to know.
I'm glad I'm not in it.
Oh,
Yeah. I'm glad you guys have your person.
You'll find someone. You're so young.
Yeah.
I'm not even worried about it. But
Don't worry, you'll find someone.
You got it.
Okay, Grandma.
I'm waiting for Leah to be
like-
like, it'll come when you're not looking for it.
Oh my god.
Can't hurry, love.
That's it. Can't hurry, love.
Mama says.
My mom once told me.
I'm gonna pee in my pants. You're the one that started this whole cliche bullshit.
It's true though. It's true. It's true.
Those are like the worst sentences that we're like, don't ever say that to anybody.
I know. But Leigha, you're like 2 years older than me.
How old are you?
22.
You're 22. I'm 25.
Well, I turned 23 at the end of the month.
He's got a lot of sage wisdom.
No, like half a month.
I'm a Libra, not a Virgo. Let's not confuse the two.
Sorry. I know you're a Libra.
Listen,
know.
I think cliches are sometimes needed.
That was so funny. Like my cheeks hurt. I'm afraid to drink this water, to be honest, and I'm gonna spit it somewhere. It's happened, and I'll just go right to Leigha.
Yesterday,
She deserves it now after this ridiculous comment.
I'll keep them going. I'll keep them
Report
going.
live after, just drenched. You had an accident.
I know the next podcast is Leigha.
No, that's like
Leigha.
life doesn't happen to you. It happens for you.
Yeah.
That'll be me on the live. You're making fun of me, and that's her phrase. She says it every day.
She does say that every day.
But it's true. You're
It's
the main
just
character
not-
of your own story.
It's just not as bad as. You'll find
Your
someone.
turn. It's your
I
turn.
got no
next.
frills of wisdom.
I got nothing.
Got nothing.
Do I ever say anything?
No, you're not a cliche. You're very realist.
Yeah. I'm like, who cares? Whatever.
Yeah.
No, your
But-
thing is, who gives a fuck?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's your.
I do say
that's
that.
your line.
Yeah.
I like that.
Christ.
I'm just gonna start
Oh,
saying.
Christ. One of the girls, one of the brides that bought, she had no PO because I put it in myself and
Oh,
I
I
kept
thought you
her.
said BO. I was like,
What happened?
I was like, someone.
But she came back and was like, oh, do we know what's going on with this bride? Just meanwhile, this bride is on my corkboard because I'm constantly washing her down. I have a bunch of them. So
It caught her off guard, pretty
It
much.
totally caught me
Yeah.
off guard. I look up the PO. There's no estimated ship date. There's no information. I'm like, God damn it, Gianna! Oh my God!
My daughter.
Me and Elle are standing in the office in the corner.
She's gonna flip out.
No, maybe it's
And Elle was like, I feel so bad.
And then I was like,
call
oh.
Gianna.
And then I'm like, oh wait, it's right here.
Tom.
Immediately, just like
You
that.
were sending SOS texts to Jana.
You're dead. Run away.
Run, go now.
We're sending you an Uber. Take care, Gianna. We'll see you soon.
And then just as quick, it was like, oh.
Oh, here it is. We're good. Never mind, Gianna.
We were like, never mind, I'll get you next time.
Find something.
These people are probably like, what in the actual hour? That's a day in the life.
I don't think
though.
anyone's watching.
We
this
should
show
do.
us.
No, there's 2 people
Really?
on. Oh no, there's one.
There's 2 on Instagram.
There's one on Instagram.
I don't know if you can
Now
even
there's
understand what we're saying at this point.
It's so fun. Well, because we're laughing so hard. But it was fun. And you should come and watch our podcast. They are on YouTube and on Spotify. And we'll post these so that they can watch them again in case you want to see us being stupid. We have very interesting
tips.
things to say.
I think so.
Yeah.
I mean, the thing is that it's from a realistic point of view, I feel like.
Yeah.
Maybe not. Maybe we're all just a bunch of
It's pretty candid, too.
It's candid.
delusional a-holes.
The best
But-
type.
Right, exactly. So, that's it for this podcast, and we will see you next week. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Goodbye.
I don't even know what to say. Toodaloo.
Toodaloo.